Welcome. Sorry for the late start. I had some Taco Bell, had the trots, fell asleep. I was like, oh my goodness, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're here doing some sandbox or S&Box or sandbox, however you want to say it. We started this a while ago. Wanted to pick this back up, and I guess we can talk all things GTA 6 as well while we're doing this. We're just kind of doing some modeling here. I'm not super familiar with sandbox. I think I'm getting better. I do know the hammer tool a little bit from like the old source engine stuff, but what's cool is it looks like they're trying to mix the two together. So what I'm trying to do is do this whole modeling section here off of like these reference images here, which by the way, if you ever use, you'll see some inconsistencies here. Basically, it was an image from an actual construction site, and I just used like AI to kind of get different angles. And boy, is it not good at doing that. So we're going to have to fill in the gaps, which is totally fine. It did remove some of the stuff in the background quite well, but like it added extra pieces over here. Anyways, reference image, we're going to try to reconstruct that here. I'd like to do a good chunk of this here in the editor here, which I think is just the straight sandbox editor. We could do some of it in Hammer later if we really wanted to. And we might. I'm trying to get more familiar with like the different interfaces for these. But anyways, so yeah, that's what we're doing. We're trying to model this stuff, and we're talking all things. All things. Last time we left off, we were walking around. This is the good part of this editor, is you can actually walk around. We're doing a little bit of science. Yeah, so we started this particular site, or this reference. This one's see, this one's kind of close. So we started to model the front end of this, right? So this could be like the carport. We don't know what's going to be under here. So we kind of got the basic size and stuff. And then we went over here. Hopefully I don't fall. And then we're able to model like that section. So I don't know how well you can see my cursor or not. But we started to do this section. And then we can kind of mirror this on this side. And then we'll do this side. And then I think we'll go on to probably this guy. Which again, I tried to isolate it in, I think it was Gemini. Boy, it's not good at getting the angles. I mean, it really messed it up. But what's kind of cool is I got some good detail on this side, so I think I can kind of fill in the rest. This is the real one, and you're like, there's no door there, and the stairs are in the front. So yeah, I don't know how long ago we did that, but yeah, AI is not good at filling in the details sometimes. It's actually super bad. This was. I think it was another one that extracted this, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't have as much detail, right? And again, it's off. Anyways, that'll be our second thing that we do, and if we're feeling real spicy, maybe we'll go over here and do this. We're working on this particular side here. Let me go ahead and just show you. Oh, hang on, sorry, we get tearing every now and then when we do this. I think it has something to do with the way things are captured. Also, this is another real life location. What's this? This is Lincoln something in Miami? It's this guy. Again, we extracted some side views and stuff. I would have been better off just doing it in Photoshop, like quicker. But I decided, I was like, oh, let's see if Gemini can do it or whatever. And I was like, not so good. So the scale is off, the measurements are off, but I think we have the general like idea of what this is. Anyways, we're trying to build this apartment complex as well. We've got these different like side sections pulled out, and I think did we say there's 5? So it was like this is a unit, this is a unit. I think I did like a sketch of this somewhere. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I did. Kind of an ugly building, but when you actually get inside, and look out, it actually looks out into like the bay. Would this be the bay? I think it's like $500,000 or something crazy. No, it's like $1 million something. Anyways, in real life. I know I did sketch this. Where is it? Am I crazy? Oh, yeah, kind of. So each of these units, I think is spanned across, like, there's 5 of them here. And again, this detail is kind of like a rough sketch. I think our details we have in like the orange and this like light gray is probably closer. And again, I tried to have the Gemini extract this, it just got so confused. But again, we'll kind of just like, we'll take the detail, whatever feels good to us, and we'll copy it. Again, once we figure out one of these apartments kind of feels like, which I think this is roughly it, we'll have to put like a wall and maybe like a bed or something in here. I think this is roughly what the unit is going to be, and then we'll just copy it for each floor. So 5 for each floor, and then there's what, 5 floors? So kind of the same idea. Again, if you kind of see, like, if you're unfamiliar with modeling and stuff, for games, these are what's called the normals here. You can actually see them. When we're on one side, you can see, and then on the other side, you can see through them. If you've ever gone outside of a map in a game, that's kind of what you're seeing there. No, it's not kind of. It is what you're seeing. So a lot of these interiors we'll do as their own like mesh and have it facing one direction. And then we'll do the outside as its own thing, and then insert the indoor mesh with the other mesh, and then it kind of creates that illusion. I mean, essentially, I guess it is technically the geometry, but it is kind of a weird way to do it. So if you're seeing like in and out of different places, that's why it looks so goofy. Anyways, yeah, that's what we're doing. We were using these windows over here last time, if I'm not mistaken, to kind of get an idea of what these side panels are. Again, we might have to adjust them, but I feel like the height of this is pretty good. So I was kind of just taking these orange ones here for like the highlights, and then we'll kind of like figure out what it is here. But this is essentially going to be smashed together. Whoops. Is essentially, I gotta remember what these hotkeys are. What's up? Fizzy drag. What's up, baby? So if you're wondering what this is like an engine to make, like, Sandbox itself is a game. It's kind of like, and to say it's Roblox does not do it justice. It's like that, where it's a platform, but it's a game at the same time. But it's also like, can be its own like editor, like a Unity, or again, not a good example, or like an Unreal Engine. And it's Gary, the guy who made Rust. Well, Face Punch, but you know, Gary. And this is kind of like a Gary's mod, but on steroids. You can actually publish from here directly to Steam. Not really sure exactly where they're at in that process, but anyways, that's what we're doing here. So if you're kind of like, what is this? Sandbox what now? So if I did this correctly, we should be able to copy these. Man, I really don't remember what these shortcut keys are. Okay, so I wrote a bunch of these down. To kind of get this back into what we're doing. So if we go over here real fast. Hopefully that made sense. There's a bunch of stuff all at once. Okay, so when I jump into the normal, I can't get back out. But essentially we made, I think, the proper height for this. Maybe it is a bit tall, right? It does feel a bit tall now that I'm standing here next to it. It does feel awfully tall. And then we kind of made these pseudo stairs and ways to cut out the bottom. But if we feel like the height is bad, we'll have to bring it back down. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're making this different sides, and then we're going to copy it over. This does feel awfully tall, doesn't it? That seems crazy. Twice my height? That's ludicrous. Well, that's okay. We'll we'll just get this one flushed out, and if we need the other one shorter, we'll do it. And that's kind of, we're doing it in this fashion. Okay, so I got to get my head in the game here. I don't remember what it is. I pretty much just got everything ready and was like, we'll just figure it out. So, and then we'll kind of talk some GTA stuff, because this is kind of beach inspired anyways. So, man, that tearing kills me. I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Okay. I feel like this side's decent. I don't know how we would do the top. I guess we could just copy it over and just see what's up. So anyways, I do think GTA6 Trailer 3 is going to hit us this week. I think there's a good possibility for a Tuesday or a Thursday. I would be shocked if it was on a Friday, because that's the earnings call. But then again, I would be shocked if they did the pre-orders without a Trailer 3, but guess what they did? So we'll kind of just kind of wait and see what's up with that. Also, we have another beach house here that is inspired from that. There it is. I think this is, and again, this is kind of like altered and not completely whatever, but this should look vaguely familiar. This is actually the main safe house you're going to start in GTA6, which I think is all but, I mean, they pretty much showed us in the trailer. And it's also in the screenshots. But like that safe house was modeled after this. It's the exact location. Pretty cool. Yeah, I got to get more comfortable with the interface here, and then we'll probably jump to this or this guy. But we'll probably hit this one and see how fast we can nail it, and then maybe we'll go to this guy. Yeah, but I feel like these are too high. But again, we'll just kind of figure it out. Okay, if I remember correctly, okay, so these are the different modes. Mapping's probably the one we want to be in. And it's crazy because a lot of these are actually, oh, did they change this? A little bit. Okay, 1, 2. So Hammer is essentially, I don't know if anybody cares about this. Again, this is such a weird like video to put up on my channel, right? Because this might end up being a different channel, whatever. Because I don't know if the audience will like this, understand it, or appreciate it. They might be like, "I hate this. Why are you doing this?" And maybe they do like it. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so like this type of modeling stuff is typically done in like 3ds Max or, but like Valve, what is it, like Half-Life 2, Half-Life Alyx, they use the Hammer engine, like, or the Hammer, and it's the source engine, which is known to be like exceptional. And what's crazy, or like CS2, right? And so the problem with that is you can only mod those games. You couldn't technically make a game and like go sell it on a marketplace. Well, they kind of carved it out, and now this is a place where you can do it. So it's like a Unity or a Unreal Engine. So like the tools they have, you can actually use here. But it's interesting because Hammer's in here, but it's also like there's a hybrid sitting out here. Again, a little weird. Not sure what the overall plan is for that, but anyways, as we model things, we try to keep the meshes into 4 corners as much as possible. Or 4 sides, excuse me, not 4 corners. We're trying to avoid n-gons as much as possible. So like things that don't collapse into like neat meshes, 4-sided meshes. Actual geometry, can you believe it? So what I'm going to try to do here, as you can see as I'm on the inside here, I'm looking up, this is the mesh. And if I kind of back out one more time, you can kind of see how this is cut into different meshes and whatnot. What is this on top of? Oh yes, because it's the floor. I totally forgot about that. Oh yes. Okay, so we do have a space in between. We have to, I don't think we necessarily have to worry about it. Yeah, because we're doing it kind of like inside out, it is a little hard to keep track of. Okay, I think that does work. Okay, I guess let's just finish our windows then. I'm kind of sketching back to where we started. I'm not really. We're getting there. Are you ready for train? Brother, I am so ready for Trains and Rust. Oh, yes. As a side note, if you are here from Rust or anything else, we will be playing the train stuff on Thursday. Now, last I heard, they're still on track to push that out on Thursday. They could possibly delay it. So, you know, fingers crossed. I hope that does not happen. But we'll definitely be going hard on that. So typically when you do this kind of modeling stuff, you would have like a reference image and then you kind of like move stuff in and out. Or at least that's typically how I would do it. And I think that's pretty much how people do it these days, I believe. At least I think so. So that's how we're doing it here. I think, okay, so I'm basically getting the basic shape of the window. You know what's crazy is I'm modeling it after these, and I'm just now, it's just now occurring to me. As we're modeling this, I was like, did I get a reference of a human size here? Is that why these are too big? Maybe. We tried to use an instance last time and it was a little goofy, so I don't know if we're actually going to do that. Is this where we actually made our window frame? I think so. Hang on. I'm trying to piece together what have I done? I figure once I make a window frame, I can kind of just copy it in and out, and then we're good to go, because we basically have 3 sizes here that we're going to play with. And again, doing a more simple shape like this for a house, I think is going to be the best way to do this. And I am seriously piecing this together going, okay, what was that again? Okay, so we have just face, so object. I want to be using my hotkeys too. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. That got us vector points. Hold on, brother. Vector tool. Okay, so I want face or object. 4 is object selection. Okay, I thought it was 1. Okay, that works. Okay, so I think we have most of the frames etched out then, don't we? Or is this like the one that I copied and then it got weird? Okay, yeah, maybe. Okay, so I'm seeing the different instances down here. So I'm wondering if this is why it's off. And it's been a couple updates since then, so I wonder if it got fixed. Okay, there's a block, and that's a block. Okay, that'll work. We'll just take these as their own object, and we'll just copy it. Not the most efficient way. Typically, you want to make a prefab. If you've ever seen anything inside of Rust or spawned a prefab, this is kind of what they are. Or it can be stuff like this. Once you have like an object defined, you kind of just go with it. Oh, I gotta remember, is it, shoot. Okay, so when we select, is it G? I did it. It is. That is it. You'll have to forgive me. I'm very not familiar with this. And I think, is it shift? Okay, so we have the increments. That's right. That's right. Is it bracket? It is bracket. Okay, good. So my grid, I'm just snapping that up and down. Okay, good, good, good. And now we'll move this across this plane, I think. Ooh, I don't like those decimals. Let's not do that. Again, not super familiar with or comfortable with this particular one. I know Hammer a bit, but not nearly as much as like, was it Maya? It's been a hot second, so. Okay, so we have the double window. Looks like we have the other two sizes here. That's good. And so I think we'll have the double window down here maybe. This might be the interior side. Again, we can choose to stretch this out if we really want to. I'm kind of just finding the side that probably looks the best for us. There we go. We'll kind of work off this. This is probably the closest one, even though it's not. It's not. I'll tell you what, AI is good for summarizing stuff for the most part. But man, when you're asking it to like, if you don't give it enough context for the detail, brother, it is all over the place. And you think Gemini would be the better one because it's got all that map information. But I can assure you, it is not. Some people can get some good results, but I don't know. When I try to do it, brother, not good. Okay, so that is a bit wider than that other side. That's interesting. I'm trying to keep track of like what are. Okay, so I do have a bit of a cheat sheet for the notes for my objects. So yeah, I really think we're going to see trailer 3 here pretty soon because we're in August now, right, for GTA 6. All the major stuff is done for the online for GTA 5, if I'm not mistaken. So we're in a kind of a good place. So where the heck is this extra window again? I guess I need to stop doing that because guess what? It's not going to matter. I do kind of like this one. Yeah, note to self. Next time I do these references, I'm making them. Yeah, see what I mean? Like this one, just cut this over to the side. And then I need to figure out, okay, this is kind of it. This is it. Oh, you know what? We need to save this as a different thing. Cost one F50. F50. That's pretty good. Mr. Jade. Oh yeah, and so I'm kind of brainstorming on this one. I did check. I guess somebody in was it City Skylines too did some of the Leonida map for GTA 6. which it's more of like gives you the scale of it. You know, that you can actually kind of walk around. And again, Cities Skylines 2 is pretty bad on performance for sure still. I mean, it's better, but it's still not great. But yeah, just kind of flying around and there you go. Oh yeah, this is going to be a stupid big game, dude. I mean, you kind of get it, but when you're on the ground looking, you really go, oh my, this is going to be sick. Again, I hope the story's good. But from what I've seen in the sandbox from the leaks and everything else and the systems that are in play that are actually working, I think it's going to be sick. I mean, let's be honest, we're going to be running around the sandbox after the story's done anyways. That's going to be the longevity. I don't know. Who in here has done the pre-order, or are you waiting? I already got mine because I had points in Xbox Live. So I spent it on that. So I essentially got it for free. But I didn't really because I spent a lot on Rust skins. And then eventually I go, oh, I have like enough points to buy a $100 game. Okay, I gotta stop farting around here. So if this is the side piece. Okay, let me just pull these out for a second. I kind of just want to copy the whole thing and move it over once. Kind of like what I do in Illustrator. There we go, there we go. Let me try that, because I kind of like the setup, and I do want to be able to go backwards in this whole process, because I feel like I am definitely going to mess this up. You know, let's just take the whole thing. There we go. And then, can I just duplicate? I think I can shift, right? Is that like the modifier key? Baby girl, yes it is. Hell yeah. Perfect. Okay, I'm just sliding along the red plane there, or the axis, rather. And that's, technically, I have my, it is the x-axis, go me. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We'll take this side here. Let's do some bigger movements here. I'm pretty confident with what we built here that it's going to work, and if not, we'll figure it out. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, super pumped. And knowing that our starting area is basically going to be, you know what? I could probably use the mirror. Hold on. The mirror command. What's the mirror command? Mirror, mirror, mirror. Is it? It's going to be the same as Hammer, I think, or it's going to be slightly different from that, like a MacBook to a Windows machine or back and forth. I want to say it's U. Shift U? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Okay, now I'm cheating looking at my notes. I want to say it's like Shift or Control U. I really don't want to hit the wrong thing. It's not a loop cut. It's not a flip normal. And they call it something else here. It's not like the mirror. Now the pivot tool is for like your 0 point. I'm a little concerned that these window faces are these. We copied these out, right? Yeah, we certainly did. So I guess we're fine. Oh man, what's the mirror? Hang on a second. Is that transforms? I guess it's good to find it in here too. I want to say it's Control U. Absolutely not. Oh, that's unhide. Is it M? Nope. I'm scared. No, I just hit a bunch of keys and I have no idea what just happened. I think I just undid it. Damn it. What is it? Translate, rotate, pivot. Bridge, extrude, bevel, merge, split. Extrude, slice, cut to a loop. No, that's not it. paint wrap text. Nope, that's for Shift F, of course. Okay, and this one's a little weird. It does snap to everything, but then it becomes that point, and then you hit Enter to finish. That's what it is. I was hitting Shift U like a dummy. Okay, undo. This is why we're doing it here, because I want to get these down. Man, I was off on that. Shift F. Well, whatever that shortcut key is, it's not intuitive. I guess we could just straight copy it, but let's do the mirror. Can we do it? Is the line start over here for the other one? Aha. Okay. What is up? What is up? So yeah, I honestly think, well, I'm trying to sort this out in my head. I'm just trying to think of the layout here and how we want to do this. I really do think we're going to see something either today, probably like 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning, all the way up until about 2 p.m. if it is today, which is what, technically Tuesday? Yeah, what a weird sleep schedule I have today. Or we're going to see something Thursday. I guess the latest we would see something is like a Friday, but they're going to do something to boost the earnings call. And so any time this week makes sense. It's not set in stone, but I really think something's going to be dropping today. They typically do these announcements on like a Tuesday or Thursday. Very excited. And you know what's going to happen. As soon as that drops, we're going to be dissecting all of the different stuff that's going to be coming out. I mean, dude. Okay, so Shift F. And if does it set it on that point? Can I put it here and then drop it out? Okay, I'm dropping my points down a bit. Or do I have to just... Oh, wow. Okay. Does it actually... That seems a bit far, doesn't it? I do like that it mirrored it exactly. Maybe that's what we'll end up using it for, to be honest. Okay, escape. Let's increase it to like 8 or 16. I think 8 or 16 seems to be a good layer to keep it at. If it's anything like Hammer, it will be like that. Okay, so let's do a mirror look real quick. Oh, wait, I can't remember. How do we do... Sorry, I'm just talking it out, too, so I apologize if you're like, yeah, we know. I'm like, my bad. Okay, this is our top down. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I think... There we go. That's way better. There's a way to cycle that. Is it F? There's a way to cycle the views. Nope, that's flip normal. So glad I didn't press that. That really messed me up. It'll come to me later anyways. Okay, so enter. So this should be copied. Okay, so my only concern is... Actually, no, it stayed on the grid pretty well. Let me make it smaller. Okay, so we're up to... Okay, good. I like it. I don't think I have to break this. I think it'll just take it. We'll go back to 3D view. I think I can just slide it. Okay, so everything's selected. That's good. I should probably... Yeah, sorry. It's normally this would be super quick, but I'm like painfully trying to get through the shortcut keys. I apologize. This is the bottom slab, middle slab. Okay, I better name this. I think function 2 works too. You know what? I'm going to slide her out this way. We're going to go back to the top view and we're going to sneak it in. Okay, good, good, good. See, I didn't want to go too complex with the apartment complex because I am all over the place. Okay, 3D. Make sure we got them all. Yes? Yeah, like I can keep sliding stuff around, but I really got to focus on those shortcuts because it's going to really make my life a lot easier. It's just like that with like any of the Adobe products, Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, whatever, Illustrator. Whew, dude, I am... Okay, there we go. I did it. Go me. 2D. What's up, chat? What's up? Okay, so this is our bottom side. So Shift F. And I want to knock it down to 4. Now we're... Okay, so it seems like... That's way better. I like that. I only should be able to lock her out here. We're at like 4x. Let me undo that and just go back to 8. Let me drag it out. Perfect. All right, let's go back. Man, I wish I knew what the button was for this. I want to say it's spacebar, but I could be wrong. Okay, cool. So we've got the copy. And I believe this is its own... Well, let's make it a group. Did I make it its own group? Can I make it its own group? I'm a little scared to do prefab because it seemed to be a little bit... Okay, it's Control-Shift-G. Control-Shift-G. Got it. And game object. Good. I'm trying to keep it organized because you see how many different pieces we have over here? It's kind of a lot. And then we'll try to jump around inside this real quick just to make sure everything's good. That is the beauty of this. I said this before, but way back in the day, what is it? Not Doom. Duke Nukem. It had an editor. It still does. That was... Oh my goodness, I missed it. The platform's not there. It doesn't exist. Oh boy, here, let's just move our guy over. That's so scary. What's crazy is that editor, it was like basic, but it was so cool to like, it still is, like the old Duke Nukem. You can actually, you would go around inside of the game and like you can make stuff in real time as you're walking around. So you could test it. Oh my goodness, that's terrifying. So I kind of love that idea for this, and I think that's its killer feature, to be perfectly honest. Sandbox. The ability to kind of climb around the stuff you're making and get a feel for what you're doing. Whew. Oh, I forgot to notch out the top. All right, well, I guess it's good enough. Yeah, let's move our guy over. Player model. I think I'm like right here-ish. Just come screaming in from the sky. Just plop. Sweet, dude. Oh yeah, he's animated. That's right. That's why we're seeing these weird. I was like, dude, what's up with that number? All right, he should be stuck here now. Save. Oh, see, my trees aren't. Ta-da! If you've ever been inside of VMware, I don't know if we could do this inside of Rust on our console version. You should be able to do this on like the PC version, but as you like, there's different layers and maps. So you've got like the models, the decals, the terrain. We currently don't have any terrain, so that's why like when I jump off the edge here, we just fall into the abyss. Again, if you've fallen out of a map in any game, same idea. But since there's no terrain for some of these things to sync on, these are just going to sync until they're out of the skybox. So essentially, we're just making the buildings and stuff in here. But since these normals have physics on them, we're able to climb on them. So you can see we're kind of getting closer to this, right? It's actually probably closer to this. And then we'll make the stilted area down here. So I guess we do need another floor, don't we? All right, I'm stupid. I kind of forgot about that. I guess we can make the second floor and just kind of hit the bottom, right? That would work. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that, because we can actually punch down the stuff down here. Yeah, that makes more sense, because I don't want to have to like reshuffle it again. It already took me 60 years to get here already. Okay, he's in here. That's cool. We don't need the stairs on this side, so let's go ahead and see what we have for the mesh. We're going to go to faces. And I'm going to say we just collapse it, right? Because if the actual stairs, I do like, well, yeah, I guess we need a side. So stairs would just be up on this side. And that's it. And then this side's not going to have it. Fair enough. All right, let's figure out how we're going to do this mesh-wise. I think we just erase these. And we fill in our mesh on the top, if I'm not mistaken. Do we group our stairs? Whew, dude, look at that. If not, we'll have to go back and group them. I thought we did. Oh boy. There we go. Is that the group? Is that one group? Hold on. Object. Let's go 4. I'm moving around like it's Rust, like the Cameron Rust. Don't do that. Primitive tool? No, no, no. I just want object selection mode. Okay. I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to get this organized here on the left. Okay. That's one side. Don't know what that is. Did we make a side for this? Oh, we didn't. Okay. This is why we need to group this, because I have some stuff hidden, and I don't want to bring that with me. Are those part of the stairs? What have I done? Oh, I think I moved those stairs off and away. You know what? See you later. We can always make more. It should be so much faster. Like, I'm super not good at Hammer, but I feel like I'm so much faster in Hammer. I think I got it. Okay, we definitely need a group for this. Why is it in that game object? I'm so confused. And why is it under stairs? Whoa, dude. Okay, so we're moving you out to this. Okay, hold on. Rename. BLD. Is that everything? Am I crazy? Okay, module stair side. We'll call this like stair module, block module, and then this one will be like middle, module middle. I'm just off top. That's just what we're gonna do for now. Okay. And why? Am I out of my mind here? Alright, that's the other side. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm a little concerned the side I just made and selected is not selecting. Oh yeah, I renamed it. Duh. Whew, it's better we clean this up now, brother. Holy cow. Where am I? What's happening? You know what? Let's go right here. Select this. There's a block. Block 23. Group final stairs. Brother, I don't know what's going on. Whew, I should have organized that before I copied it. Brother, we're making a mess. Okay, there we go. PLD module stairs. Got it. Okay. Why is she grouped under stairs? I hate that. I don't like that. Oh yeah, why is she under components? I am very confused. Did I create a child under this? Brother, where am I at right now? Yeah, see what I mean? My grouping's all jacked. Whoo, buddy. Yeah, because the stairs came with it. Shoot. Do we revert? We gotta revert. This is a hot mess. I messed up bad. I messed up real bad. Discard changes. Please revert. Oh, this is where we have it. Shoot. That's right, because I saved it like a dummy. All right, let's see if we can salvage this real quick. Maybe start with the stairs. You know what? It's a mess because I just made 4 copies of the same mess. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta go back to 49. Let's see if this is indeed what we have. Okay, so at least we're more familiar with the shortcut keys, huh? That sound should be very familiar. What does that sound like? Yeah, I can't wait for the new trailer. I can't wait for trains and Rust. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to take the invisible stairs we have here as the model and group these first before I make a big mess. See, it's so good we're starting with something simple because I messed this up real bad. Because you can already see all the different objects in the scene is creating a hot mess. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, we'll stop you here. We'll put Mr. Walking Man over here. Player control module. Why is he sideways? We'll leave him on the orange slab, I think, and then we'll move this stuff around. Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's clean up this hot mess I made. Alright, so the stairs definitely need to be grouped. And we need to find these other weird phantom things I have hidden, and we need to get rid of them. Apologies. Apologies. Don't save that. Okay, so we're back to where we started. Let's make sure these are good. Okay, so back to object. Let's see where these are showing up. Okay, stairs. Good. These are grouped. Is there a focus button? Holy shasta. Brother, show me the stairs. Okay, boom. Alright, so it looks like that is the group. Good. Okay, what is this staircase all about? Should we delete this? Yes. What about this one? Delete it. Okay, good. These are grouped properly. Okay, those are like floor pillars. That's completely different. Okay. So for the building, we're just calling it like BLD something, I guess, for now. I guess we can make it a different group later. Okay, so those are good. Okay. Oh, we're calling this fancy house. FH stairs. I guess that works, right? Sure. Fancy house stairs? Okay, saving. And then we're going to save to the next increment here, which is going to be an overwrite. And we should have a whole section for like windows. Yeah, okay, so just to kind of bring everybody to speed. Again, prefabs are the way to go, but I don't know how well this game is handling it, or the sandbox current version. And that's what these blue things are here. You basically can create an instance of something, or think of it as a smart object if you're in Photoshop, or they call them stamps, I think, inside of Illustrator. Essentially, once you make an object, it just references that, and you can make the change universally, which is the better way to go. It's kind of what I want to do these in chunks so we can go back and do stuff like this, but we ran into a glitch, and basically it wasn't working correctly. Like, I don't want to be fighting like an error because I'm already so new to this engine. So against my better judgment, I'm going to break these into standard. Whoa. I'm going to break these into standards. So just regular geometry. You know what? Okay. So each floor in the house, or the interior of the first floor, is this. So I want to make sure this mesh, so we're going to call it something like FH floor 1. This can also be like group 1 for the stairs. We'll just call it F1, I guess. I'm already looking at, it's technically floor 2, so do we call the garage like the first one? Maybe, we'll just call it like basement or something. Okay, so floor 1, we're going to do it by floors, and then the basement will just be the garage. I think that's going to be our logic for this. So I want to be able to move these in like big groups. It's going to make things a lot easier. And again, I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, and we'll call this one. I'm glad we're fixing this now. Floor 2. Okay, so, and then this is going to be kind of the same thing. So if we go to the faces, perfect. So if you notice, just in between here, sorry, let me get on this side so it's not as confusing. I'm sure it's wicked confusing. So because we're dealing with the interior, there is like a bar in between here, or a floor rather. So there needs to be a space, and the smallest space the viz can really handle is about 8 units before it starts glitching out. So I was like, okay, so floors are 8 units. So that's what this gap is. So each floor is going to kind of be this, and I don't know what to do with this void in between. Maybe we just call this like floorboards later if we somehow need to define that. But basically, floor 1 is going to include everything. And then this lip here, because we're having to go through the floorboard, which is 8 high. So technically, this is part of floor 1. So I need to get all of this room. I forget, do we have this grouped up as like a whole piece? I think we do. Hang on a second. I'm curious to see what exactly this is. It is the whole piece. All right. So we'll take this. Okay, so just logically speaking, would it make sense to put this lip, this trim? Yeah, I don't even know where this is showing up. Yeah, we need to put this as floor 1. Do we add that to the stairwell maybe? Because technically, the stairwell does punch through, so maybe we do add that to the stairwell. Dude, I might have to poop again. Brother, Taco Bell was a bad idea. My question is, did I leave the lip on the specs? I think I did. Okay, so I already have these like stairs made. This gets a little weird because you're on the interior. There it is. That is technically the cut to the mesh. What do we call this? Floor cut? What are we doing here? What's up, baby? We're just modeling this particular house, this fancy house, at the moment, and I'm trying to organize where these are going to sit. I'm just going to call it floor cut. Yep, that's what we're calling it. Control Shift G. Wait, go to object. Wait, is it part of us? Hold on, hold on. Am I crazy? No, it's not part of it, is it? The cut is. Okay. So where does this live? All right, let's just call this module floor 1. What's up, baby? I guess we can put the stairs in there too. There we go. What's up? That's the other thing too, is like, am I even grouping this correctly? I may not be. Interesting. So technically, oh, it is. It is part of floor 2. Hold on. It will make a difference how we order. Okay, I guess it's part. Yeah. Okay. It already is part of that. Okay. Fine. That works. So I just kind of know how this is like being stacked. So we're kind of organizing it the same. Yeah, all these little things you wouldn't think. Okay, I guess that works. And that is the top layer of that one. I'm thinking about it as modular, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, so just the stairs then. Black. This one, this one. There it is. And Control Shift G. So this needs to be, we're getting there. Is this a what? Are you sandboxing? In what? What are you talking about? Module. I think that's what we landed on last time. So, all right, we'll mess with that naming convention because I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so unselect this. And then we need the stairs up there too. Oh wait, that is the stairs. And then we need that block. Easy enough. F2, GRP. Floor 2. Boom. Whew. We're getting there, dude. I think we'll mess with the windows once we're good. Right? Because these are going to end up moving anyway. You know, we're gonna call this like, this module is gonna be the whole side. I think we got the naming convention. Kind of. We'll see. Let's see if I can still walk on it. I'm pretty sure we can. The hell am I? Oh, shit. Oh, I drew like a path there. Okay, that's what that is. I'm like, what the hell did I make? All right, let's just see if we can still stand on things properly. If the physics are good, they should be. So I don't want to commit that and save it out if somehow it's not correct. Deedle 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 doo dee doo. Yes. Okay, so this is the basic building structure here. And essentially that's going to be the exterior. We'll have to cut out the legs for the garage, which we kind of did here. But this is the interior. So if we jump in, this is roughly where maybe a window would be. We group the stairs and we group the floors. That weird trim here, but we should be able to stand on it. So we're good. I didn't cut the hole up here though, so we don't have access to the roof, but we'll get there. Okay, these are functional for now. That's pretty good, because if we end up like prefabbing these stairs, we already set up like a grouping for it, so we'll kind of be able to go in there and surgically do it later. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, that'll work. Why is my guy facing that direction? Psycho. 16 unit. Here's where I did some of the window build out. You can actually see right here. I should probably just drop them down here. I always wonder what the workflow would be with like a combined either augmented reality or VR or both. I think it'd be kind of sick. Where's his shadow? Where are you? Is he actually on this? Kind of. That'll work. Okay, so since this represents that building too, this would be like the garage area. And this is roughly how tall the cars should be, so we should be okay. Sorry for the tearing. And then this would represent like that first floor or whatever. That's what we're technically working on. We'll just add this bottom floor as we see fit. Okay, that works for me. I'm gonna increment one more time. We're still in the early stages of Sandbox. Well, early enough. Not that early, but early enough for me. Where I'm like, I don't have the full trust yet, so let me just increment it. Okay, so we'll build the bottom floor. We're gonna have a connecting piece here. And I think we'll just pull these windows off. Right, we on object mode. Ah, they're not together. Of course they're not. Okay, so we have to... Okay, I already messed it up. Good thing. So is it because it's sitting on the... We're going to have to connect these. That's annoying. That's all right. We'll do it. We'll handle it. Object. Is it because I'm pulling it out? Or is that the whole thing? I'm very confused. Or is that my... Oh boy. Okay, we're just pulling those windows off. I don't really understand why it's doing that. It could be the prefab being broken, or... I think that's what it is. Dude, I have no freaking idea. There's one prefab. There's another. There's one. I got one. Okay, I pulled the whole thing off. Yes. So why are these other ones so bad? Yeah, we're just going to erase these. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Oh, I know why we can't get to it. Because we're not inside, brother. Here we go. I found this one. Being on the opposite side of the normal is confusing. There it is. Found it. It's because I nested inside of another prefab. And I don't think that's super stable right now. That's what it was. All right, we'll take these out. These are specialty windows right now because for whatever reason that's not firing correctly. That's fine. Okay, so when we copy the thing, it's just going to be right there. Perfect. What's up, my dudes? Okay, that looks like the whole object. I might be able to mess with that later. We're just trying to pull this away from the main frame here so it's not completely a mess. Because technically, I know we can see in here, but actually the normal inside of here is, do you see how like we're in an actual box? So like this mesh still exists. You can kind of see the outline right there. So if I bring the face mesh, you can see it, boop, boop, boop. Okay, 4, I think. Okay, I gotta get familiar with the hotkeys. That's the flow state we're looking for. Okay, so this should be isolated into its own group now. Dude, you see how long that took? Brother. And I think we're gonna make the cut in the mesh on this already. So let's look up. Oh, can I turn off that main grid? Where the hell is that? Can we do it from here? Bingo. Okay, face is 3, I think. Sweet. All right, so that mesh is still holding people back, so we could just delete it. If we need to put it back in, we'll do it later. So technically we'll be on the rooftop and there's nothing up there. Cool. So we'll have to create a mesh on top to kind of fake that. You know what? We're gonna leave the mesh in for now. And then we'll cut it as needed. I feel like that's a good starting point. Our blob. So we're gonna copy this, we're gonna move it over. All right, I'm gonna try to make some sense of this. 4 is objects. Whoa, brother. Yo, what the hell's down here? Oh, the trees that fell. No kidding. Okay. Is that what that is? It is. That's too funny, dude. Save, I guess? Like, what? How about we just do top down? Okay, 16 is cool. Go back to 3D. Just kidding, go back to 2D. We're copying this whole block. Feels good. And then really, we can make this entire block its own save. These are the stair blocks. These are like the random things on the side. Okay, so this is the stair module. Stair module. So fancy house, stair module. Got it. Okay, so this is the whole group, and then we're going to do that. Why is it in the first group of stairs? Okay, I don't... What the hell just happened? Why did it do that? Whoa. Hold on. We might have... That's why we were so confused earlier. We had the old remnants in here, dude. Oh, okay. What just happened? Okay, so there was... Okay. I hid something earlier, and it was really confusing. Okay. Delete. And whatever this is under here needs to be deleted. Looks like the old stairs, maybe. I see something here. Main blackout. Unhide. Delete. We don't need that. That's just causing a mess. And wherever this guy lives. Damn, no wonder everything was messed up. There's the main blackout. I forgot these were hidden. So did I label the wrong thing? Because the other one, we had this like weird, okay, whew. What a freaking mess. Has child game block 2, but not inbuilt children. Tree node error has child. Okay. See, our geometry is fucked. How about we have faces? How about that? Dude, what the hell just... Okay, we're closing it. We're opening it again. I don't know where we are right now. Dude, that's crazy. One sec. Brother, what's going on? Oh, it's launching. We'll try to get the other piece in there. Alright, so note to self, doing the nesting for that stuff is getting crazy, and the hiding is not helping our cause. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, man. Okay. 51 is stable. I'm super scared, so I'm going to save it again because I'm a pussy. It's clearly I don't understand what's going on here. Okay, so our main... Okay, we need to go to mapping and object. This way we can see stuff. Okay, so we're going to select stuff out of the list here to make sure it is what it is. Okay, second floor, yes. And then there's the block. Good. Nice. Okay, fancy house main block, looking good. And that's what this one's going to be too. Fancy house. Floor 2. Looks good. Okay, so is there anything else I hid? Yo, dude. Where the hell is this? Oh, that's okay. That's the apartment complex. Okay, I must. Whoa, dude. Okay, didn't know I did that. All these extra things we gotta move around. Dude, my scene structure sucks. What is happening? Okay, those are our reference points. So it's interesting because like when you hide stuff, it's like both good and bad. That must be the ceiling for this one. Interesting. Okay, hold on. So when that, okay. So she doesn't have a lip. Okay, that needs to go in there then. All right, so we found a stray. This needs to go to floor 2. So is that how you spell ceiling? Ceiling. Just make sure that makes sense. So glad we redid this. 'Cause if I copied that, that'd be a nightmare, dude. Okay, so I see black over here. All right, so let's just select this side and see what's up. So I am curious to see what else I pick up by accident. I mean, apparently, quite a bit. Yeah, what the fuck is down here? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. What did I just grab? That's why we gotta move this off that section. It is a hot mess. See, glad we're doing it now and messing it up real good. Okay, this appears to be stairs, block, main block, stairs. Okay, what the hell is this? Okay, stairs. Yes, yes, yes. We're getting there. Sorry. I want to be more modeling, but we gotta organize this or we are toast. You can see why. It's funny, the same thing in like Illustrator or Photoshop is kind of like the same idea. Okay, this looks clean. This looks like, okay, so we're calling it, when it's the module, we'll call it module. Right? Like the whole side, because I plan on copying or mirroring this. Mirroring. Mirroring? Okay, that looks good. Okay, Control Shift G. Brother, why is that in the stairs? I'm so scared. Did I end up labeling the wrong thing? Hold on. This is what I'm talking about. Can we not have like subsets? Is that what's going on? Block, stairs. those are the individual stairs. Holy shit. Okay, I definitely messed that up. Everyone is grouping index within the bounds of the list. Okay, so we're running into limitations of this. Yo, do you see it just collapse on itself? Holy shit. That's what's going on. So I'm wondering if we should create, instead of a group. Yeah. So does the group only go one layer? Hold on. We're going to ask, I'm glad we're doing this now, brother. I'm just assuming the depth is infinite, but it's not. Me ask the old internets. In some cases, not all, this can be a good time to maybe. There is an actual website to go in there, but we can drill in probably a bit faster like this. Bear with me. Okay, so essentially what's happening is, let me just kind of talk this out so people know what the heck's going on. We're trying to create a first floor module and then group all the stairs together. Again, the reason why you can't really see the stairs is because we don't have a normal on the back side. So we're not moving these objects around. Once we kind of figure out how to move these more intelligently, things are going to go a lot faster. But clearly these stairs, like this L shape here on the stairs, for instance, this is one stair, but these are two, faces. I could not think of the word. So each stair I have grouped as two mesh faces, just faces. And then I copy that face, and then I copy that face. And then we have a landing, then we have a larger mesh. So you can see how, like, keeping it grouped makes a lot of sense. And so I want to make sure I'm understanding how it's doing this. So there's like grouping and then there's child. And I don't, clearly the group only goes so deep. And then it's like, yeah, we're good. I wonder if we should prefab that, right? Interesting. And then notice when like we undid it, we just messed up the entire index. Plus we got like an error message down low. So clearly we hit the max of something. So I must be using it incorrectly. And I want to get it grouped because moving stuff around like that is super inefficient. Right? Like it's just going to take a mile and a half. And maybe we end up doing it like that for this, but I do want to know what the correct way is. Sometimes this is right. Because okay, so the way these are typically organized, so you can hit these with like code, right? But clearly, it looks like our group depth only goes so far. Looks like maybe too deep, and that's about it. I guess I'm cool with doing each floor as whatever, but God, it makes me want to do these stairs as prefabs. I'm saving it multiple times too, because once we kind of figure out the answer, we can probably come back and make it a bit better, right? Like clean this up. Again, a lot of this is growing pains because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, because clearly we broke that structure. I mean, you saw the whole floors just go collapse on each other. I'm so glad we did this now instead of like at the apartment complex over there. Brother, that would have ripped us good. What's up? This is Sandbox. The people who made Rust made Sandbox. So if you're familiar with Gary's mod, it's like that, but this is a official, robust engine where you can create stuff and then publish it straight up. We're just trying to model a couple of different things that we've seen in the real world. It says when to use the create child or create as child function, which is this. Which I get, we can create like different entity types, and maybe we just create another empty in here, but like these groups I believe are different than the child entity, and I forget how they're called in the code. Whenever a new object, it says whenever the new object should start life, parented under something. Okay. Organizational grouping. You're building a category or subgroup and want the new object or another empty object inside of it. Functional hierarchy. The object needs to move, object rotate with its parent. We're not moving it like that, but I see. Okay, so it's that type of container. So we can have translation stuff come through with it. Check. So this kind of stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Transform. Disabling a parent automatically disables all the children. Useful for quickly hiding whole sections. Tags are inherited down the hierarchy, so be careful if you add tags to organizational parents. Name the groups clearly and keep nesting reasonably shallow so the hierarchy stays readable. Well, I think maybe we answered our own questions. What was it, like 3 or 4 deep? Yeah, because I created like all these different subsets. Right. Okay, so maybe we just call this floor 1. Or maybe just the left side, right? All right, in that case, if we have to do it that way, I have a contingency plan for this. Do I? Kinda. Yeah, so that's interesting. If we can only go like 2 or 3 deep, because essentially we're going to make a whole nother side on this. All right, so that's good to know. I also noticed with the prefabs, they got pretty sensitive too pretty quickly. I wasn't sure how things refreshed, so. Okay, I guess before we do the big break, I'm so confused by this. Oh, it's because we don't have objects on. Duh. Okay, hello. block stairs, F1. Stairs, main block. Okay, can we collapse this? I kind of want to do that. What does that do? Oh, no. Okay, okay, so we can swap. That's kind of hot. I'm trying to think of the best way to organize this. Hmm. We pretty much have to ungroup it. I just want to do this. I bet it's in my shortcuts. Is it like Shift Control G? There's gotta be a way to break it. Yeah, see what I did it. Wow. Okay, so I got a lot of subsets in here. Okay, that's one way to do it. All right, delete it. Sweet. Man, undoing the stairs is gonna be a nightmare though, right? Okay, stairs 2 is gonna have the same thing. Stairs is gonna have a weird block right there. Because I subsetted it. I did not know there was a limit. Alright, so stairs is a whole set now, or it should be. And what the hell is that? I mean, I kind of want to make it stairs. Alright, at least we broke that up. And then, what a nightmare. I'm just inclined to kind of do like big blocks then. Like, oh, it's this building, and we'll just jam it all in there. That seems crazy that you can't go that deep though, right? So I guess it's just pushing you towards prefabs all the time then. Right? Maybe we do just go into Hammer, dog. I don't think Hammer has that restriction. I really don't like the idea of having to rename that shit. Alright, let's just try this and see what happens. We're going to save it real quick. I'm reluctant to break the stairs, but you know what? Screw it. We're going to do it. I fucking hate it. That's not right. That's not good. I don't like it. There's got to be a better way to... I'm not doing that. We got to be able to do that programmatically. Jeez, I can't even say the word. Programmatic. Iterate it, dude, with the program. What's up, Sargento? All right, against my better judgment, we're breaking the stair block. Ugh. That feels icky. Okay, see? Yes. Okay, that's the group. And then stairs 1. What the hell is this? That must be a leftover remnant. That's crazy. Okay. Stairs. Select. See how much cleanup we had to do? We really pooped the bed. Alright, that could have been causing a lot of problems, so I think we're okay. It's looking better. Okay. Floor 2. Floor 1. Save it. What a disaster. And then this is the ceiling. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Damn it. Face. Nope. Group. What's up, baby? Are you ready for trains, dude, or what? Block 25. So this is going to be... Dude, how do you even spell ceiling? What the fuck? EI. Did I get that right? I did. Go me. What's up? Sargento's with you. Ceiling, floor 2. Oh boy. Okay. Put it right there. Everything else is stairs. That looks clean. Finally. Jeez, it only took us an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm approaching this in the incorrect way, but that's fine. Once we kind of know the underpinnings of it, we can go through and really attack it like in a program fashion. I before E words. English hard. Okay. This should be in a good place. We have stair 1, stair 2, and then we can create this as a module for right and left. It'll make sense in a minute, I hope. Yep, it just reinforces the idea that I must be labeling this stuff as we go. Okay, so objects. Beady boop. I think it only goes like 3 or 4 deep or something like that. Okay, so this is that. Can we create a group? think we just broke it. We did jam everything in there. Whoa, what did it say? Object reference not set? Hold on. Damn it. Fired off. Before E, except after C, is when it sounds like an A as in neighbor and wait. Isn't that weird? It says because the word weird doesn't follow the rules. Oh. Busted. I'm wondering if I put a group down. Reload. One resident symlink resource. Okay. Let's see if we have any errors on this. It's like, damn, how are we supposed to organize stuff? I must be doing this the incorrect way then, because there's no way it would be set up like this, right? It doesn't make any sense. I have to be the one that is a stupido. I almost want to create a prefab from this. What if we did, though? Right? What if we did? Could we do that? That might be the way to go. Create new prefab. I did just see the update for Arc. That's pretty hot. You're hot. What? Okay, we should be able to group this, right? I think that's okay. So it looks like it's pointing us towards prefabs. We just have to be careful about how we nestle prefabs in. And the good thing is, we should be able to break that off and make it its own thing. Okay, sure. Prefabs it is. That makes more sense because, you know what I mean? There's no way they would have it. Prefabs just make more sense. Settings. Oh. Okay, let's do top down. See what we have here. All right, we should be able to. Yeah, before I think I had a bunch of stuff hidden, and then I thought it like I was so confused by that, and I was like, oh man, did we mess that up? Okay, Shift F gives us Failed to serialize prefab instance game. Oh, there we go. Prefab is not valid. Did you delete prefab? That's what I'm saying. The prefab feels weird. Let's see what this does. I'm curious. Yeah, because it didn't like update it, and that's the problem we had last time. Yep. Look at that. Interesting. Open an editor. All right, now I'm thoroughly confused, dude. What just happened? What is going on? Object reference not set. All right, maybe we just keep meshing and then we'll come back and group it, I guess. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Yeah, I really don't understand why it's doing that. Like, I have to be using it incorrectly. Now, there is like a syntax reference, which is helpful, but not for this particular thing. So I'm searching on this. Hold on. Oh boy, I know how to oh boy, okay. How people commonly misuse prefabs, turning every temporary hierarchy group into one off prop assembly in a prefab. The folder technique we discussed earlier would be enough. It says prefabs are reusable things, not pure organization. Deep nesting, 3+ levels of prefabs inside of prefabs without testing apply revert carefully. I think that's where we are. Putting unique scene-specific data one-time offsets or temporary components into shared prefabs instead of using instance overrides. Create only reusable self-contained objects, enemies, bullets, doors, pickups, modular props with behavior vehicles. Keep it shallow and modular. Nesting prefabs are supported in an override store on the outermost instance, but deep trees are more fragile. Yeah, no shit. So we shouldn't prefab. Sorry. All right, so that helps me kind of separate it because prefabs I saw more smart objects, and technically they are, but it seems like they're gonna have a bunch of stuff on top, and it looks like we'll have to use overrides on top of. So we have to really think about how that tree works. And like they said, it's fragile. I have a feeling the group is also fragile too. And maybe what we should do is, as we're making something like this, it's a separate file, and maybe that's the way to go. I'm kind of leaning towards that. It's best we get this nailed out now, because it's like, oh, just create everything in this giant workspace. So I was like, well, maybe not. Okay, correctly organizing mesh face materials, LODs, body groups in Sandbox. Centers on clean source files plus disciplined use of model doc nodes. Core organization principles in model doc. Model doc node base are almost everything lives under a categorization list of. Is it model doc more for like, yeah, like UVs and stuff? Okay, yeah. Import your renders as nodes inside a render mesh. You can tick, untick individual sub-objects. Okay, yeah, so it looks like use body group choice nodes, define combination of which meshes are visible. Looks like that's where maybe we could do more of the deeper stuff. This model doc is where you can create and edit models. These are equivalent of source. Source one's QC files. You can find it under the tools menu. Yeah, maybe we're just doing it in the wrong spot, right? Yeah, but this adds like meshes and stuff, right? Hmm. Maybe that's how we break it out. Hmm. Yeah, maybe, right? Hold on, let me check one more thing here. Yeah, so maybe more of the building stuff needs to be self-contained. I would get that. Yeah, right, because that would make more sense. Because you would, if this has to be clean when you're actually running it, it would make more sense that it's organized that way. Uh, create empty game objects as folders. See, we did that. We went building, exterior, interior, floors, rooms, props, collision. Okay, wait. Use face tool, still drag, extrude vertex. Yes. Keep organized. That's what I'm saying. Like, we have the basic modeling stuff, but it seems like we break the shit out of it. And again, this could be completely me just not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. But it seems like each time we try to go into any kind of like, and there wasn't even a super like crazy layer. I mean, look, the rooms are pretty basic. But we need some level of organization out here because it's wild. And that's cool. Like, if each building or whatever is in its own, like, VDML or FBX or whatever it is, that's fine. Then you load it with maps instance component in your scene. All gameplay, dynamic lights, and interactive prefabs on top of the map instance in the scene hierarchy. Many people use scene map for the whole thing nowadays because it keeps geometry and logic in one place. That is nice, but again, if we're breaking it, I'll just use hammer. It kind of sucks because you'll have to pop out and in again. Wait a second. Is this on the... Brother, did we just lose part of the floor here? What the fuck? We lost some of the stairs. We totally did. What the hell? Face? Interesting. Okay, alternate hybrid approach. Practical workflow for building an interior, exterior build blockout. Use primitive tool, blockout tool. That's what we're doing. Large grid, walls, thickness. Yes, yes, yes. 8 to 16. We're already on the exterior shell. Create the outer walls, roof as one or more mesh. Keep the object solid. We already do that. We're cool with n-gons. Either extrude inward the shell. Hierarchy organization tiers. Ties into earlier advice. Create empty game objects as folders. Okay, well, I want to keep modeling. I don't want to get too much into this. Hierarchy visibility. Children of a prefab instance are often collapsed or hard to select and expand in some of the deep nested prefabs. False, dirty change detection. Say what? Revert sometimes deletes objects or resets them in origin. It says revert again can restore, but the system can stay confused. Prefer shallower nesting. Yeah, we are already on that. Runtime spawning, that might be the way to go later. But again, I'll drill into this offline. Using prefabs such as the modeling tool model lives in the model doc, VMDL, pre-assemble game objects components. Yes, yes, yes. Says deep nesting, 3+ levels of prefabs inside of prefabs without nesting. Apply, revert carefully. The folder technique we discussed earlier. Again, we already have holes in the bottom of this. See, I'm used to just banging out something like this, you know? Bang, 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 good to go. But then again, I'm not really worried about these here. I'm just doing it visually. Well, I'll tell you what, if we can't find the answer to this, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll just kind of select things, and then this is what it is. We'll come back to it later. And we're going to make a hot mess, but that's fine. I'd much rather us model some of the stuff, because then we can always kind of like export this into something later. So I'm much into the more visual stuff anyways, but I just want to see if I'm missing something easy we could do to like maybe keep things organized, but I'm cool if it doesn't. We'll kind of keep things super shallow then for now. We did say game objects, right? They're literally the same thing. These are specific things. 3D object, cube, terrain, yes, yes, yes. Decal planes. We're not doing that though, we're building meshes. Alright, hang on, let me just check this one more. People prefer tags or meaningful functional parents rather than pure folder empties. Unlike bulk instance, inheritance is the goal, unless bulk inheritance is the goal. complex scenes, combine groups and selective tags, and clean organization, efficient queries and collects. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we're not doing that. We're just doing basic shit. Does not have a classic numbered layer system. 32 layers plus collision matrix like Unity. Almost every role. Tags fulfill almost every role that layers traditionally fill. Categorizing physics include exclude. Okay. So maybe we do that. No, that creates a component. Hold on. I mean, because honestly, ripping it in Hammer or Blender wouldn't be the worst thing. Physics groups carrying. Okay. So we're not worried too much about the engine load. Game objects has a tag collection. Every game actually has a tags collection free from strings. Tags are inherited. A child automatically has every tag its parent does, and its grandparents. The only way to stop a child from having a tag is to remove it from the ancestor. You can add, remove, set, and query the item. Okay, so that's code, which is fine. There's no traditional Unity style layer system. Tags are the main categorization system. Jeez, for scenes. There's no traditional Unity style layer system. That does suck. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. I mean, I guess the tags are fine. It's just not as obvious. Like I said, if we're going to spend like another 2-3 minutes on this, if we can't do it, we're just going to blast through it. Because in like Hammer, we typically just fucking crank it. But I guess it does have a different way to kind of list it. Interesting. Huh. So, let's see. Why it's searching that out on the website. Yeah, super pumped. So it looks like it's about 5:30 on the East Coast. So maybe like 4 or 5 hours we might see some activity. If Tuesday is the day that they release anything for GTA 6. If it's going to be anything, it's most likely going to be a trailer. But I could be wrong. Yeah, so basically, Hammer's got a good way of handling all these different layers. Maybe me just walking over there and just checking that out for a second might help. Hold on. Let me just take a little gander. Hammer. Yeah, the only reason why I'm sticking to this one is because I want to know how to do it inside a sandbox. But again, it's taking a lot of stuff from Hammer. But if it's missing things, then by all means, I'll just do it inside a Hammer. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Yeah, see, we can get to our tags much faster. And then I could just export it. Maybe we do that. That might be the way to go. Well, it's still like a VMap, right? Could we export it as something? I feel like they're supposed to be interchangeable. Maybe all the features aren't there yet, but honestly, I'm leaning more towards just going straight hammer. Here's a practical hierarchy tagging scheme for multi-floor building. Scene, building, interior, exterior. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Camera for a mini map or feed. Yeah, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not worried about that. Keep the pure folders empties. Untagged unless instance inheritance is desired. See, I feel like, yeah, see, this feels more like operations that we're doing inside of Hammer as opposed to. This is essentially what the outside of the building is going to look like. I think we have that in the other one. Visual organization and grouping. This is tags. Am I completely stupid? I do kind of prefer it in here anyway. Maybe because it feels more old school, but still. We should see something right here for that, right? Preferences, GPU, console, performance. I feel like I'm missing something major here. That's why I kind of like put a break on for a sec to. Yeah, I'm super scared of the prefabs because they break super easy. What's up? Uh, oh, duh. It's sitting right here. Okay. So I'm super dumb. That's why I figured someone was like that. I'm sitting there going, dude, where is it? Here's a practical hierarchy tagging schema for multi-floor building. How tags are used in practice. Keep the pure folder empties untagged unless inheritance is desired. To put the functional tags. So wait a minute. So are we using a folder system? I don't understand. Blender 3D, great map though. Yup, yup, yup. Blender's dope. Okay, so I just want to get back to the modeling part. I guess we'll try to throw tags in there, and I guess we'll see how we break that or not break that, right? I mean, that's pretty much where we're at. So do we just reload the one that's kind of broken? Maybe. I get it. Doing it in a program fashion isn't too bad, but how deep does that go? Again, it's also pointing towards doing that as like a, yeah, whatever. We'll come back to this later. We'll kind of figure it out. We'll try to lightly dance and sprinkle dust with the tag system, but alright, that's the save we just had. We got the broken stair right there. Okay, closing 55. See, that's why I staged it before I broke the stack. Yeah, I have a question. Where's our 35? See, our stairs still exist in here. Yeah, whatever, dude. We're just gonna do it visually. Fuck it. So let's do G60, whole new world, baby. We're just gonna do it visually. Fuck it. We want to model. We don't want to sit here and organize stuff. I mean, yes, but especially since I don't understand the system that's happening. What the fuck? So we will try this for a second. We will do an empty game object. Cool. Delete. We'll do this just to see if I'm stupid. I might be. It's crazy because the folder system is saying to do. And I get why it's done like that because it makes sense for like the game engine, but shifting objects queries. We're not going that deep. Okay. All right, let's find its organization. We'll just put it in there for now. If it breaks, it breaks, but we're going to do it visually for the most part. And maybe this will click later. Who knows? Exterior. Oh, what do you think, fancy? We'll just do this. Fuck it. Or you know what? The one that are supposed to be empty on the tags, I'll put like this. I have a sneaky suspicion we're gonna need to do that. In you see what I mean? Like, this is the suggested one to go on, and I'm like, brother, we already went 3 deep and we broke everything. Again, I could be doing this totally incorrectly. And maybe this is the difference between doing the tagging system and something else. Probably. Alright, so all the stuff with underscores beforehand should be empty tags, which over here tracks. Good. Okay, we'll just get this basement. I'll just get it set up. Floor 3. Everything should be empty. We started this one as an empty, which is what it is suggesting. Interior stairs, okay. Alright, so we'll leave this one empty, interior, and then I guess we'll build the rest in case we need these for later. I doubt it, but hey, whatever. Props. Then we'll just get to modeling, because that's what I want to do. Create child object. And this one should be system. This might be useful for later. Systems. And this one can be it doesn't have to be that, but I don't think we'll get that deep. Soundscape would make sense. Okay. Ambient sounds and stuff. Okay, that looks good. All right, we did the suggested. We will keep modeling. That is our default starting point. We went up in a series. So we say that, so we're at 61. Okay, cool. Not sure how we're going to do the rest of that, but that's fine. Okay. Let's go to M for maps, objects. You know what, instead of using the mirror stuff, are all of these stairs in place here? It would appear so. Excellent. Yeah, so like, I'd like to copy this over. We're just gonna do it this way. We've already had too many problems, dog. We're hurting. I also wonder too, like at what point, how much of this stuff do we actually make into separate files and stuff? I would say probably a decent amount. Like the windows could be prefabs. Like for sure. Or props, whatever. Static prop. Alright, so if this one's connected here. Okay, so we have nice round numbers. That's good. Oh, they overlapped? Shit. What do we have? 4? I hate that we have to go down to 2 to snap that. Okay. So in our reference image, this is a little bit skinny, but that's okay. Okay, stairs. See, it feels so much better when you're just in here modeling, doing stuff, and then like, all right, let's organize it when we need to. I'm such a pussy. I don't want to lose the progress. What a bitch. All right. So I don't dare put that in a group because it's going to explode. But we can do this. Mirror. What does this end up being? How does it copy like that? Brother, what? Okay. All right, we're just copying that. That's insane. Again, lack of understanding. Oh, I didn't clean these up, did I? Shit. Shit, I should open the other one. Sorry. Fuck. Before we go to the next phase, we're gonna clean up. Remember, we had those weird remnants in there? We at least gotta clear that up. Extrude. That's why it's been all weird. object. Okay, so this one here, we need to make sure that's clean. That's right, because we went backwards. And it's just an object in the middle of nowhere. Okay, that one's clean. This one probably has the same thing in here somewhere. Yep. Just an object in the middle of nowhere. Should all just be stairs. What? That was weird. It was actually nesting into that. Dude, that's what I'm saying. The grouping system's freaking wild. What's happening here? What is happening? Okay, this one. Put it here. Game object. What are you? Just a thing? Floating in the abyss? Okay, you're gone. Yeah, so because these were grouped in a weird fashion. Okay, that is a block. And that is the ceiling. Okay, main block, floor 2. Nope, don't put it in there. Okay, save that, please. Okay, do we have this in a semi-decent place? Shit. Okay, yes. This appears to be cleaned up. Save it. At least one out of date dependency seen. Checksum has changed? Yeah, no shit. Stall detected? Where? Show me. Bitch. Alright, nice round numbers. That's what I like to see. Get it out of here. Is it saved as 61 now? Perfect. At least one of out-of-date discrepancy. Dependency scenes. What do you mean? What a fuck up. Alright, let's get this lined up here. Black out fancy house. Is that what's happening here? Schlab. Alright, at least we got it out of the main block. Jeez, what a mess. Alright, let's get the slab on the same level. Because I don't think it is. Get our saves all hopefully situated. It's a mess. Yep, I need to go to 2. Boo. And down 1. That's right on the money, I believe. Okay, take it back to 8. Okay, we're on the main block. Those are the 2. Yeah, for whatever reason, that mirror function really ate shit. I say if we like that bridge, we just kind of pull it out to whatever we need. Sure. So if she's stuck on that side, we'll go face. Do we move it by just 1? Extract faces. Oh, they added to this. Interesting. Okay. Back to objects. Let's go ahead and pick our our big boys. Shift, I believe, or Control. Yes. There we go. Save, and then we'll increment up. What are we sitting on now? What is this? 61? 62 is our move, so we'll overwrite this one. Yes. And we'll copy this one over. Right? Whoops. This one move the face in by 2. Looks like it's money. Okay, so I don't think we need any of the stairs on this side. So what we could do here is with the copy out, oh yeah, we can just slide this one out, right? Yeah. Actually, what we could do, we just slide this bitch out. Edges. Shit, it's 2. Fuck. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're stretching the mesh to this side. I should cover the top. We're trapped. Hell yeah. Okay, so then we'll start punching the hole out on that side. Perfect. Yeah, so really, these can be 2 floating pieces here, if I'm not mistaken. So, face. It's interesting how we're going to sew this up. Okay, yep, we're just going to kill these faces here on the interior. Delete. And again, we can probably just get rid of these. Smooth the faces and seam. I'm sorry, 2? Nope, this one. Ooh, did we just lose that side? Hold on. Oh, do we not have an edge on that? Oh, shit. Oh, because we created an end gun right there, didn't we? Oh, shit. Interesting. Did we do that over here by accident? Oof. That's an interesting end gun that we just got there. I almost want to keep, you know what? Fuck it. Hmm. It did create a very interesting end gun on that side. You never really know. Okay, so the idea is that we're gonna smash these two together here in a sec. I say all those weird cuts we made on the other side, we either just build that room on top again, which is a straight room, which we might end up doing. Yeah, by the time I'm done welding and cutting and finding the end guns, it'd just be easier just to make a, you know what I mean? Just straight ass room. Oh man, I can't remember. So a good height. Oh, fuck it, we can mess with it later. A loop cut. Yo. Brother, what? Super better. I'm just making the box straight up. Fuck. Oh, function 2, 3, and 4. Function 2 through 5. Yo, where the hell am I? What's happening? Okay, so we saw this face here. Seem to really have a lot of freaking... Oh, it helps if we go to map. Okay, so let's look at vertices maybe. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, so, Yeah, there's definitely an end right there, brother. Oh no, it's attached to the wall. Holy shit. Oh man, I forgot. How do we fucking... Oh wait, I think I know. We, That's what happens when there's an end. So basically there's 5 points sitting up here. And I shit the bed. Basically this whole half of the room had to be like a cutout like this. Shit. A lot of different ways we can fix this. I'm trying to think of the best way. Whew, dude, when it's on hammer, I'm like, what? What am I doing? We could loop cut. Okay, let's try this. Yo. Okay, wait, face. That's right, because it's the whole mesh. I think it's extrude. Nope. It's either extrude, X. Brother, that is not it. Okay, there we go. What a mess. I'm gonna shit the bed. I'm doing some major. There's a way we put, is it a loop cut? Maybe it is a loop cut. Loop cut, loop cut, loop cut. Yo. Okay, that works. Okay, so we'll take the point maybe and just probably zero it out or not. Because what's happening is this point over here is like a wow boy. Yeah, it might be better busting the face out. Yeah, kind of feeling that. And then even down here needs to be a loop cut. Okay. The only reason why I was having a hard time with that was because it needs to be like symmetrical. Alright, okay, cool. That means that's an open face. Open face. Okay, good, good, good. Excellent. Okay, and then we loop cut this guy. Whoosh. And we drag you up here, give or take. Yeah, I think we're in the money now. That's pretty good. Okay, loop cut here. We're gonna have the same problem right here. Is it extrude? Oh, bam, right there. Damn. Discard. I think the loop cut here will do it. Okay, yes, yes, yes. This is good practice. Good practice, good practice. Okay. So we get this guy. Woo. We get this guy. Gotta get inside. Loop cut. Just kidding. Is that right? Loop cut? Oh, those are like open. Shit. Oh, I got a fucking mesh nightmare right here. So we're trying to fix the open mesh part and the n-gons. The n-gons, like if we're on edges, this right here is actually sharing this here, and so it's making it a hot mess. Fuck. I mean, I could technically. Here it is. Yep. default? Reset layout, please, I guess. Okay. What a mess. So what I should have done is, since we knew there was going to be a cut here, I should have like branched it out. I should have been like, hey, I guess I got a quad split it, right? Quad slice. All right, so basically if I put on the vertices, you can see it right here. Here's the problem. So you want squares or rectangles, right? So the problem is these points here are going to create these crazy n-gons. Here, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. If I loop cut this, it's going to look insane. See what I mean? It should do it evenly. Now we have these crazy triangles. And I don't think I closed the meshes properly on that side, which again, this is all good for us to do. The growing pains. Okay, face selection, edge selection. Get more inside the wall here. Edge. Yo, bruv. Am I drunk, dude? What the hell? Dude, how am I getting this one? What am I doing? Oh, I forgot I grab it out of the corner, right? Am I out of my mind? Oh, wait, you know what? I don't have to double select shit. Yes. That's right. Okay, I'm making that way harder than it has to be. My bad. Okay, still at 4. Yeah, so when I made the stairs, I probably should have done a quad, just knowing that we'd have all those crazy cuts. You can see it right here. See, this is technically a quad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we know. Okay, let's check the edges here. Come on, baby. Get in there. 6. Pardon me. 52. Okay. All right, those are lined up. Perfect. Then what we have to do over here is kind of the same thing. We'll have to do another split on this wall. Yeah, dude, we really screwed this one up. Control D. Ooh. Can we get rid of this one? Nope, we can't. Let's deal with this one first. I almost want to start from a fresh box. Maybe we do that too. Because, like, trying to fix this just takes, you know what I mean? We'd be better off just doing the straight box. Okay, here and here. And then do we bridge? I want to say it's merge. Nope. Is it merge? Ooh, brother, it is not merge. Is it bridge? It is not bridge. Nope. Oh wait, you know what? I'm stupid. I'm thinking about it the wrong way. Okay, that's a bad loop cut. I don't think we properly merged those in, right? I don't think we did. What a mess. What have I done? I think we might be better off just recreating the whole damn thing. Not the stairs, but the interior, right? Because I did it so poorly. Yeah, let's try to fix it this way just to see, you know? Because this is a good... We're going to do the same thing back over on the other side anyway. Okay, so if we have the edges selected, see how these guys aren't, like, merged? I think I know what happened. Okay, so if we look at the edges, those are open edge, right, right. And then we do the same up here. Now we bridge. Baby girl, what's up? That's a hot connection right there. That's what I should have done. No more open edges. Yeah, I wonder why I didn't do that the first time. What a dummy. Okay, well, I know to keep looking for those. Maybe it's this and this, and then we go V. Nope. I forget how to draw a single line across. It's just straight cut, right? Cut tool. It is a cut tool. I'm an asshole. Okay, see if that works. It does. Oh, I made 2 cuts. I'm an asshole. I just created the craziest handgun ever. Okay, face. Yeah, let's check the edges. How we looking? Clean as fuck. Yeah, okay, that's way better. Yeah, we just need to cut this. I'm an asshole. Alright, let's check to see if we can... Yeah, see? That's a clean quad. Clean quad. Okay, yep, it's our cut tool. That's what we're missing. We can fix this. Right here. Face. Cut. Hell yeah. Shit, create another handgun. Fuck. Edge. Whew. Okay, face. Oh yeah, don't do another one. What am I doing? What a mess. Hell yeah. They're crazy. Isn't that crazy? I wonder if they had the repeat thing going. Tools, fast texture, edge cut. There it is. Clipping tool, bridge. Find replace material. Hopefully they fix this set the origin point shit. That was kind of a weird one. Center, world origin, mirror tool. Hell yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? I should have quadded this thing to begin with. Basically. Yeah, but see, we didn't know where the cut was going to be, so we didn't know shit. I'll have to do the same up here, because it's a mess. Then what we could do here is leave this open. Once we saw that, and then it's cool, the stairs are their own, like, floating mesh face. Okay. Hot. You're hot. What? Shut up. Oops, nope, not that. Perfect. And I feel like we need one here. Hell yeah. Finally. Okay, no more crazy engons. Oh, wait, no, yes. Oh, yeah, no, we definitely do. Don't do that. Hey, that's right, because we have another ingot up here. Damn. Oh man, there's so much wrong with this mesh. Shit. Uh, what's up? We grab a little snacky poo. Shove it in my face. We'll keep going here. This is good. We're able to fix some of those problems for us, so we can see where the mesh is enclosed at the top. We'll talk more about that here in a sec. I'm just gonna grab a quick snacky poo. Hello. Okay. Let's fix this side. I'm going to determine if we're going to do the other side or not. It's good. Good reminder. Keep those meshes clean. Okay, yeah, it was the second floor, not this floor. Yeah, because this whole thing, I gotta hit the edge button. Oops, not 32. Silly batch. Uh, uh. Silly batch. Now, I forget how to collapse these. Hang on a second, let me look up. This one here, maybe? Here she is. And then this one, and then... Oh, no. I can't remember what the command is for that. Whoa, boy. I guess we could... not this one. What is extrude again? Shit. X. Yeah, I should have started with a quad down there. That would have been way better. That's alright, we're getting there. Quad, baby. Alright, so that's sufficiently connected. Whenever we have those open edges, we need this to... We need the interior to be airtight. Brother, airtight. Yo, brother, yo. That's an egg on though. Let's fix it. Enter. There's another one over here. These open? Yes, certainly are. Merge. These open? Yes. Merge. Okay. E. Damn, dude, this whole thing is a big old flop top. She's flapping in the wind. I think if I select... Nope, I gotta do face and then cut. Yes. Enter. Okay, checking on the edges. I think there's like an open face tool somewhere, but... Okay, good. This is airtight. Tight. We did it. And we're probably better off just copying this over. You know what? We should try to fix it. It's good practice. Right? That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. Right, guys? Right. Okay, so let's go face, face. We did significant work here for us. Let's go 64. G 64. Gooch. 64. All right, so the reason why this one splits all crazy is because we have these on top. There's also a way, we did extrude from the other side. You know what? Hang on a second. The cut is hot, but did we get like an extrude from this side? I think we did. Okay, so this, and then X, and then maybe this. Nope, just kidding. Or was it, you know what? Was it extrude from this? X. I mean, that did kind of work. And then let's maybe do an extrude on this side and just see what happens, maybe? I don't know if I just totally fucked this up or not. I think it did. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it totally did. What was it? It was like... Is it bevel? Maybe it's F. Instead of extrude, it's bevel, maybe? There's one where you like grab it. It's almost like, instead of hitting that cut button all the time. Oh, either way. You know, it's crazy. We're going to have to do a quad in here anyway. Yep, looks like the floor is working as it should. Okay, face, face, face. I'm just assuming this is how we're going to do this. And then delete. I think I broke something on that. Oh, not yet, but it looks like I might have. Yo. Merge. It wouldn't be bad for us to have the quad anyway, so quad cut, quad cut. Oh, maybe get there. I feel like we get that better outside. Perfect. 90 degrees. Hot. Oh. Merge. Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's because we don't have a cut. It looks like shit. Okay, face and cut. Oh, we don't even have it. Oh, right. Hold on. Cut here, and then come on. Now we should be able to get this cut here. I tell you what, am I saying about gate? I hope that's straight. Oh, there's grow and shrink. What? Is that extrude? Add minus. Really? Transforms. Align local down. Control keyboard. Oh, closest normal. Control. One or two. Okay. That's new, I think. Edge operations? It's like a way to get that, but I have no idea what it is. Ah, yes. All right, 3, cut. Enter. Perfect. This back wall's fucked up. Whoops. Hell yeah. It's gotta be an operation for this. Yo. Yeah. Did I undo this side? No. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, this side, cut. Please tell me that's lined up. 56, 56. Beautiful. There we go. All right, so yeah, when you have proper um, separation, it'll merge just fine. Isn't that right? Yeah, so basically almost everyone should be a fucking quad. Right, bitch? Alright, so we're gonna have to run this back down from the top. I kinda like the fact that we have this mesh already cut out for a stairwell if we really need to. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for us to really save. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Whip, whip. Perfect. Do it again. 3, side, cut. And get this side. One big. I feel like there's another tool for this that I'm not using. I think we got it. Edge. Extrude. X and shift out. Bloop. We did it. We fixed it. Let's say it again because I'm a puss. Oh, baby. So, yeah. What is it now? Almost, well, it's 7 something. We're going to keep going, but I think it's worth noting. In like, what? 2 hours could be a post, 3 hours could be a post. Anywhere from between like 8 a.m. to like, what, about 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.? It's international. I know it's here in the States. It's in New York, right? So Eastern Standard Time, East Coast. For a GTA 6 post of some kind. Now, they might do it at like 9 or 10 a.m. That's typically the window. But again, they kind of just do what they want. I know we're going to get some kind of trailer. It sounds like we're going to get some other kind of campaign too with it, like marketing campaign. And I think this all kicks off in August, and it's literally just the beginning of August. You wanna bus? You wanna bus a bus a bus? Okay, I feel a lot more comfortable about what we're doing here. I feel like I missed a couple tools we could use. There's like split, merge, bevel tool. There's one where you could take the sides and like, I want to say it's probably bevel maybe? Maybe it is extrude. Alright, so those should all be properly connected. I do like the idea of having a bit of an inset. Alright, we need to determine how we're going to do the rest of this so we can get this black in there, dog. I do like these insets here. I do like that little bit of detail there. So maybe either that's 8 or 16. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And then we can put the rest up on stilts. So if we're up here, and this is what we're looking at, I mean, technically we should just push it up, right? Object 4, bang, bang. Already I don't like that it's on 2. Ew. Whatever. So everything else is kind of self-contained. So we're going to use this to kind of do the inset. So let's get the face here. Right? And if we go in twice, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that should be 8. We could just do this, and that'd be a idiot. Idiot. Maybe we do 32. Could potentially do some fun stuff with that. And we'll have the first floor here. Should end right about, should probably make it 8 and not be a douche. Is that right? Lengthwise, sideways. We could do it a number of ways. We could extrude to the other side. That'd be kind of hot. Maybe go in 16 and just throw it across. I'm going to save it. Let's see what this looks like. I kind of like that idea. Because that's way better. So we don't have to worry about aligning anything. Alright, so let's go inside of here. And we already know we're going to do it by like... should we just quad the face? Control D? Yo. Yeah, loop cuts for the opposite wall. I mean, that is nice. Don't get me wrong. I like it. $28. 32. We could do the same for this. Yes. This is essentially the same thing. Face. And I think we can extrude it. Anything break? Not yet. Yeah, technically we have another rip. $92. We could bring it in closer. Yo. Nope. Interesting to see how we do the cut. Right? Alright. I like the idea of extruding it. Let's just do that. Yo. Shift, my guy. Maybe we would make the front 56. I kind of like that idea because then we stay in the same bounds, maybe. Okay, face. We're going to extrude to that side. Then we loop cut this one. Okay, I like it. I got this face. Loop. Edge, edge, loop cut. 32. 32 on that side. Perfect. I think we just pop it out. Plop. And we do the same over here. Plop. Edge. Ooh, it's dangerous. Bridge. Now we're talking. $222. How big is this one? Oh. Is that how big this one is? Let's see if we can slide the whole thing over real fast. By 2. Yes. Top down. And we'll go 1. Back to 3D, dog. Hold on. Woo wee woo wee woo. Alright, I think we moved it down one. So we're going to do 222. Edge. Boom. Bridge. Now we're talking. 222. That's the bridge. That's it. Let's walk around in it. What? Vulcan pipeline cache to disk. Merging, flushing. What? See if we can get the upstairs done before we gotta go. Yes, we got it. Okay, same idea. We do 56 on this side and 32 on that side. So we have enough for the wall bend, which I think we already did there. So we just really need the 32 on this side, right? Right. 3, boom, bang. Top, squeeze, pinch. 32. Hell yeah. The same over here. Bing, bing, pop. I don't like it being on 2. That sucks. 32. Bam. We're the best. Okay. This side. Punch. And now this side. Punch. Now edge. And now we'll get this edge. Do you see how, like, once we kind of get everything set up, it does merge quite nicely? Merge. Boo, yeah. All right, we're going to save that. We're going to save one more as 66. 67. And we're going to take out the top lid here so we can see what's going on. Blip. Let her rip. I'm bad. I'm so bad. I'm bad, kid. You're bad. Let's just move our player controller. Player controller. Object. Save. Play. Into the normals. Boom. Okay, we'll figure out how to do the windows and whatnot. This seems a bit tall, but I think that's okay. We can work with this. The stairs, okay, so we're able to go around here. How the corners, looking good. Beep, boop. Yeah, it does seem a bit high. Mess with this later. Oh, yeah, second floor. What's up? All right, I'm seeing some weird shadows. Let's double check and make sure our viz is clunking in there correctly. We have a luxury condo, dog. Jump back in. Brah. Should we make a rooftop? Let's make a rooftop. Let's do it. I mean, do we need to? I guess we don't, because we're going to cut into the other one. So technically, we made the interior of this building. Yes. We did, verbatim. So I guess next time we'll try to smash these together. That seems pretty good. Right? Right. Okay. Sadly, we're gonna have to stop, but be on the lookout. If we do get the drop today, we're gonna try to do a live stream, talk about stuff. If it does come out, we'll try to dissect a little bit. We'll let you guys know. So if you do have notifications and you're subscribed, and you see a random stream pop up in the next 2 to 5 hours, you'll know what's up. And so we'll be taking that apart. I can't wait. Even if it's screenshots, I mean, yeah, that's not going to be ideal. But I mean, something's better than nothing. So if we get new screenshots, whatever, we'll start to kind of break things up and take a look. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. August is going to be the month of movement for us in GTA 6. So be on the lookout. We'll do some more of these kind of here and there. Again, I'm not really sure where these really sit on the channel. It does seem like some people do appreciate it, so we'll keep doing it until then. We might make another channel for this kind of stuff specifically, but until then, we'll let you know. We got the Rust trains happening on Thursday, this Thursday, which is going to be crazy. We're definitely doing a lot of streaming for that, and it's going to be so much fun. Absolutely, positively cannot wait for that. I should double check on my normals and stuff. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. Let's see, what else? Yeah, trains are going to be sick. It's on PTB, by the way, or it should be on PTB by Thursday for Rust Console Edition. Again, GTA 6 stuff, we're going to try to really catch that as it comes in. I think we'll try to squeeze in a little bit of Planet Crafter, but we should have some Rust video action. We should have some GTA 6 type stuff coming through, not only videos, but also live stream. Yeah, I can't wait for new content to kind of tear apart and just take a look at, you know? And again, from whatever I've seen from the GTA 6 setup, as far as like the world is concerned, it looks pretty sick. Like just the sandbox they've constructed and the systems that are inside of there, yeah, pretty disgusting. So, in a good way. Yeah. So that's why I'm so pumped to see what's next for this kind of stuff because I can't wait to just jump around and just dig around in the sandbox. I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat. So, anyways, I'll stop rambling. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll have more of this flushed out. We'll probably pick this up a little bit later tonight too. I'm just kind of anxious to kind of get some of this stuff going. So, all right, guys. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you in a little bit, hopefully in a few hours. You know what I'm saying? All right, love your bush. Bye.